This video is sponsored by JLCPCB. Today we're going to be making a custom light bulb as well as a pipe lamp for it to go in. The first step, as always, is some CAD. In Fusion, we're creating a simple sketch and making sure that the socket of the light bulb matches the components we've already purchased. After our sketch is complete, we revolve and use the shell tool and our bulb is ready. I decided to go with a Voronoi style bulb for this project, and fortunately, AutoCAD has a neat plugin that does this for us. Now that our model is ready for printing, we can export the model as an STL, load it into our slicer, and set it to the 3D printer. I was genuinely surprised at the print quality, even without any supports, but I think we're going to need to do better for our project. And that's where this video's sponsor, JLCPCB, comes in. Ordering from JLCPCB is just as easy as sending a print to the printer, except they have a ton more manufacturing processes available. For this project, I decided that it made the most sense to do a clear resin 3D print of my light bulb. All I had to do was upload my STL, pick a few settings, and add to cart. Thank you JLCPCB for sponsoring this portion of the video. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you've probably seen these little custom PCBs that I've made in other projects. I decided to use them again here, and all I had to do was replace one resistor value so that they shine just a little bit brighter. With the correct resistor installed, it was time to attach the power leads. These PCBs are designed to fit right down in the bottom of a standard light bulb socket, and there's a hole in the board so the wire can route from the top face to the back side. Next, we solder the positive lead to the little cap at the end of the light bulb socket. This part was tricky, but we needed to solder the negative lead to the screw portion of the socket. Before I moved on, I decided it would be a good idea to test that this bulb is functional. That's good enough for me. Now that we have our light bulbs back from JLCPCB, it's time to do a dry test fit to make sure they work with the socket. I'm so happy with the crystal clear resin and how it fits perfectly into the socket base. So now it's time to secure it in place with some epoxy. After some thorough mixing, I pour the epoxy directly on the PCB. This will help protect it from damage, and you'll see shortly it'll also hold the bulb in place. Let's leave that to cure overnight. While the resin cures, we can move on to building the pipe lamp base. Most of these fittings are just basic plumbing parts you can get at a local hardware store. This one though, I designed it myself. It's a valve switch, so it's actually got an electrical switch built inside. I had to use these pipe adapters because the only valve that was big enough to have a switch put inside was a bit bigger than the pipe that I was using for the rest of the lamp. You don't have to worry too much about getting these fittings perfectly tight because they're not going to have water flowing through them. I decided to drill a small hole here to let the power cords come through the side. I used a deburring tool to make sure the inside edge of that new hole wasn't too sharp. I wouldn't want it snagging the electrical wires. After a little bit of wrestling, I was able to get the power cord pulled through the new hole. I didn't make this piece for the actual light bulb socket. I bought it online, and it's basically just a plumbing fitting with a light bulb socket built in. For all the electrical connections, I'll be soldering the wires and then covering them in shrink tube to prevent the wire from shorting out. Electrically, this project is really simple. There's only 3 connections to make, and essentially all we're doing is putting a switch in series with the positive leg of the circuit. Now it's just a matter of getting all the wires to fit down inside the pipes. I think one cool upgrade for this project would be a nice wooden base, but for now, I like the industrial look. Now that the epoxy is fully cured, it's time to insert the bulb. Okay, I'll be honest, it's not bright enough to really function as a lamp, it's more of an accent piece. I couldn't be happier with how this turned out. The crystal clear resin looks perfect with the light shining through it, and it even casts these cool shadows and patterns on the walls. Thank you JLCPCB for making this project possible.